Hello and welcome back to another episode of Star Charts. In this episode, we will be digging deep into the system of Bremen. Bremen is located here on the edge of the UEE near the Hahn Nebula, with three known jump points, one going to Kellogg, another going to Kronos, and then a third going to Branagh. So let's go ahead and zoom in and explore the system. Bremen. Bremen rightly claims to be the smallest star system with the biggest impact on galactic affairs. For just over 5 centuries, Bremen and its unassuming planet of Rytif has been a surprisingly important element in everything from intergalactic warfare to the overthrow of the Messer regime. Today, it has surprised the galaxy again by becoming a wholly unexpected center of high-tech spacecraft industry. A K-type main sequence star located at the outer reaches of Charon's Nebula, Bremen was first visited by legendary for-profit explorer Bao Yun in 2441. Yun's crew charted the star's 4 worlds, identified the only green band terraforming candidate as unremarkable, and promptly sold his spotter's rights to the United Nations of Earth. The UNE Expansion Council marked Bremen for development, and standard terraforming of Rytif soon followed. Within 2 decades, the system was ready for a slow influx of human settlers. While most homesteaders were attracted to risky, resource-rich systems, Bremen was seen as a safe alternative by some. Then, at the dawn of the 27th century, man found himself again making war on aliens. With the Second Tavaran War in full swing, the burgeoning United Empire of Earth was in great need of dependable resources to support the conflict against the Korath Thal's armadas. With the core worlds focused on producing ships and weapons, the UEE reached out to its more distant colonies, aiming to both incorporate these worlds in the war effort and to take some of the burden off the overtaxed planets closer to home. Planners were surprised to discover that Bremen II's ecosystem was uniquely capable of growing low, perishable foodstuffs. In a matter of months, Bremen was outputting the majority of food provided to UEE military units on the front. The population skyrocketed as speculators arrived to purchase farmland, and many of the timid original colonists found themselves millionaires several times over, including, notably, homesteader Arcturus Coroner, the planet's de facto governor. 7 years of war and an ensuing 2 decades of peace, Bremen's farms, packagers, and shipping facilities were an economic powerhouse like nowhere else in the industry. By 2640, however, the system's population had again begun to dwindle. Humanity's fortune was on the rise, and the newly fortified empire now craved more variety than Bremen's simple subsistence could offer. The planet seemed to be resigned to the dustbin of history. Its part in a popular war, nothing more than a footnote. Ultimately, it was exactly Bremen's return to its prior unassuming status that led to its most important role yet. In 2792, anti-Messer activists began using Bremen as an operation hub to organize the overthrow of the regime. Revolutionary-minded expats who had previously escaped to the Xi'an Empire were smuggled back to launch their conspiracy with Bremen. The extent of Bremen's role in the overthrow of Messer's government remained secret to the general populace until the Senate released declassified communications between resistance members within the government and the revolutionaries on the planet. It was this evidence that directly led to the planet's official recognition just 5 years ago, although some speculate that the discovery of previously unidentified valuable ores beneath the surface a year ago might have been the real or contributing reason. Today, Bremen is home to a growing aerospace industry instigated by Silas Coroner, a descendant of the system's most wealthy original homesteader, and his Consolidated Outlands group. Bremen has become the first outer world to produce a complete spacecraft, with thousands of Mustangs flying off the assembly lines every day. With a rich history and a variety of natural resources at hand, Bremen seems to remain something of an unexpected powerhouse in the modern post-Messer Empire. Bremen 1. The first planet in the Bremen System was described in only 4 words in Baoyun's survey: a small, dead rock. The ensuing centuries have not added significantly to Bremen 1's mystique, and there is no proliferation of minerals or other resources that make visiting the planet profitable. The rock has, however, become something of a legend among modern explorers, leaving Bremen for parts unknown. It's now a tradition among many to tip your wings toward Bremen 1 while within visual range of the planet for good luck before setting off on a long-distance run. Bremen 2. Rytif. Breadbasket. Forge of the Revolution and high-tech headquarters, Bremen 2, formally recognized as Rytif, is the planet that has worn so many hats. Rytif is currently home to Consolidated Outland's growing starship empire, and it is the personal home of the company's eccentric founder. The recent discovery of subsurface mineral deposits combined with the planet's long history of agriculture means that Rytif is a rare, self-sufficient, terraformed world that can theoretically exist without any interstellar commerce. In reality, Rytif is anything but an isolated world, with the popularity of the Mustang line bringing trade from around the galaxy. Despite the planet's storied history and recent popularity, Rytif settlements retain a small-town sensibility. Visitors are usually directed to Stalford, a mid-sized city located just north of the equator. Stalford has long been the farming headquarters of the planet, with water farms and commercial vivariums ringing its surrounding hills. A variety of tourist-centric monuments to the role of the planet in the fall of the Messers have sprung up in the past 5 years. The tourism also seems poised for a growth spurt. Bremen 3. Bremen 3 is a coreless world located well outside the system's green band. Beyond any reasonable hope of terraforming, Bremen 3 was home to a reasonable amount of mineral resources upon the system's discovery, but it was quickly mined clear to support the development of Bremen 2, both the initial terraforming and the move to war footing. Today, there is little reason to approach Bremen 3, though the same was said of Rytif itself in the years before its involvement in the overthrow. Bremen 4. Considered by locals, without a significant body of evidence, to be the star's guardian planet, for its role in keeping comets clear of the inner worlds. Bremen 4 is a massive ice giant. Its swirling mass of hydrogen and other gases is interspersed with the variable fields of ice, making for a particularly beautiful planetscape. Unfortunately, raw refueling operations at Bremen 4 are nigh impossible. Owing to the lack of clear gas fields, it is not uncommon to find the wreckage of stubborn starfarers or caterpillars that have attempted this in decaying orbits around the world. And this was the Bremen System. Well, thank you for coming out and checking out this episode of Star Charts on the Bremen System. And be sure to check out our other star charts.